Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. Yes, that is Dual Gap in the background, but I needed a good little break-in game. Didn't want to bite off anything too severe. So the good news, I have power again at my house. I actually have a computer that can actually run FAF and stream. No more of this endless lag and frame rate drops running like 15 FPS and freezing up all over the place. I will enjoy it, and I know you guys will too, because it will not murder the backs of your eyeballs. It is an amazing thing what modern technology has wrought. Also, I'm sitting here being thankful for all of my first world comforts, because I have air conditioning and I actually have a cold drink. And I could have ice if I wanted to, and oh, things are just glorious at the moment. I'm reveling in it. So, announcements. There is actually a cool thing. I am going to start streaming full-time over the next 2 weeks. Getting that out of the way at the very beginning of the video here so everybody hears it. Basically, I am between jobs at the moment. I will not be starting my next one if I do start another job. For about 2 weeks, and in the meantime I'm gonna see how streaming goes. So I've got Twitch all set up like it should be, and I'm just gonna be killing time on here for, I don't know, 4-ish hours a day. Probably gonna stream a couple hours tonight, and then starting around noon to 2 o'clock or so Monday through Saturday next week. If you would like, come out and join it. There will be a variety of games, of course. Supreme Commander, be playing a little PUBG, some FTL, picking up a couple RTSs. By your requests. Yeah, drop a comment, let's talk it out, we'll see how all of that turns out. At the moment though, actually I'm gonna go over here with this engineer because I need to get some mass in my pocket and get as many mass extractor upgrades as I possibly can online before I get the units a-flowing. Wow, I wasn't building Hydro the entire time. Well, at least the 1800 that is on the other team is at a little bit of a disadvantage. This is a good thing. I'm gonna shoot this engineer out front, you as well, to go do some buildy builds, and we're going to send you to the back here to reclaim this stretch of rocks. And then you guys are gonna come out to the front here and start mass spamming factories. That should turn into some fun times. We're gonna go here and do that. So this ACU, we are going to build those couple of mass extractors, then move up to the front. Not that, thank you. Oh, I also have my hotkeys. I'm sitting here using them, and it is amazing, and I'm misclicking, but it's okay, because I could redo the thing quickly. Oh, no more laptop keyboard. It's so nice. So nice. I'm going to drop a couple of land factories right here on the front line so that I can get some units to my ACU's assistance El Pronto. And then we are going to grab a couple of mass extractor upgrades before, hopefully, my engineers stop reclaiming. I'm actually going to get 4 at once. I think I have the power to swing it. I got all this reclaim from the big rocks over here, and then all of these pebbles on this side. In fact, I might still cap out. Nope, we're gonna let it go here for a minute. See how she goes. Got no score, so I can't cheat with a little bit of intel over there to see what anybody's build is doing. I've got Hot Fog on my team, who should do a reasonably good job of building some air units. Already got air coming for Roller, good dealio, an air factory for Crizzle, fantastic. I might actually be able to get away with not building an air factory, because there's also an air factory down for Sir Noob. Always be on top of what your teammates are doing, because you need to know what to expect. Otherwise, things can go horribly wrong. I'm going to go ahead and drop yet another mass extractor upgrade, because I think I do have the mass to swing it. And all of you fine fellas, we're going to start with a few, just a couple, factories. And there is the power stall. Mostly due to the vast quantity, oh my, the vast quantity of mass extractors that I have queued up. I'm going to stop that right there. And you, my friend, we're going to go manually reclaim the last couple of boulders that I have access to, and then do that. Same thing over there. What are you pinging? There are a whole bunch of mech marines out here, and that is a rather interesting thing to see. I'm going to go ahead and start pumping tanks out then. because otherwise I might be in for a little bit of a snafu back there on the home front. I'm going to get a couple of engineers up here. We're going to go reclaim these rocks. And you guys, let's go finish these off. And then go over here. E2 and pause. Alright, nice. He got the point defense down. So for those of you wondering, all of those mech marines are out here to guard all of these rocks and hopefully wrest them from our control, because whoever gets the reclaim wins the games, as you very well know. So trying to deny those engineers, but that's a successful drop there. With the point defense, we'll be able to reclaim all of those, and life will move on. That is awfully northerly engineered there for Dreyfus. I wonder what he's headed for. And that is a little bit of radar. Nicely done, nicely done. That is extremely helpful. I'm going to go ahead and do that so that I have a little bit of radar in the back there as well. And everything else is rolling on quite nicely. SACU spam for the win. I mean, we might... Maybe. I mean, it's Seraphim, so the overcharged SACUs can be kind of useful, but we'll just see how it goes. I'm planning on getting some mass T3 spam out. Misspent youth of loud music and shooting guns without hearing protection has taken enough of my hearing that I don't really notice the fans anymore, referring to his computers. See, I'm a little unfortunate on that front as well, because my family has a pretty decent history of relatively severe hearing loss, so some of it might be caused by loud things happening nearby, and other stuff is just strictly caused by just being unlucky on the genetic front, you know? So we'll see how things go as I get older. Alright, I need to start saving up engineers here so that I can get that T2 upgrade on the factories and get going with some production. We're going to go ahead and start rolling some tanks out. Going to go for tank and artillery since Zoes are so incredibly useful. Going to cue that to the front and then throw an anti-air, I should say, on that side. It does look like Roller is doing a pretty good job of moving out to the front and covering the north side. So I'm going to let that be. You, I need you to go get this. Then the rest of you are going to do all of that. And you are going to queue there. There is a rock up here. And I'm going to try to snag it. Actually, there's two rocks. Before any units get that engineer. I don't know how successful I will be, but I'm going to front with a couple of tanks and see how she goes. Got 4 factories pouring out units from Xanthor, which we should be able to keep well in hand. He does have 1 back there in the base. We are going to rapidly outproduce him, I do feel, though. And we've almost got a T2 commander as well. There goes a few of my little NGs. Poor guys, but that's okay. We're going to have some tanks over here to counter. Life will be dandiddlyicious. You need to back up. I don't want you near here. You do not belong here. You do not deserve to get any of the goods on the other side of this line of tanks. So I'm going to have to ask you to remove yourself from the premises. T2 upgrade. Do I want to bum rush it or do I want to go for a gun upgrade as well? He does have a triad here. So things are going to get a little bit difficult, I feel like, but we are going to keep scaling our unit production and our economy as time allows. I'm going to go ahead and drop, where are you at? A TMD, because TMD is going to be extremely important for keeping all of my mass extractores alive. That is probably the commander right there. So I'm going to back up just a little bit. And that actually might be another... build me one of these, would you? Thank you. We are going to build some scouts. Oh, lovely! Lovely! I've actually got a teammate that's scouting. Oh, it's so glorious! Alright, so you've got that. We are going to go for... Actually... I don't have the power for it. That's the problem here. I need you to build some of these. You are going to assist this. We're going to stop, go T2, and get some T2. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. So since he is fire basing it up, we are going to counter the fire base with our typical stuffs. I am actually going to drop a gun upgrade here very quickly. It is going to drain our power reserves quite severely, but I'm going to pause it. We'll let things balance out a little and then move back on with it. I'm minus 60 mass at the moment, mostly due to this and this. But once I get that T2 engineer out, we'll be able to slow down just a little bit. He is also struggling to build his shield gen, it would appear. I might actually have enough units just to swarm him. And he has far less economy than I do. So I'm actually not too terribly worried at the moment. Things should go relatively well for me. I'm going to shift G down here, trying to keep all of the units as close as I possibly can, so that I do not wander into the Triad's line of fire. I'm just going to defend these mass extractors and then back up. He is creeping, which is unfortunate. Let me unpause there, and it looks like the mass stall is going to help us out on balancing the economy. You can't enjoy music, but at least you can hear your supervisor nagging. If I have a big enough speaker, I can feel the bass. That's enough for me. So, funny story time. I had a truck. My first vehicle was an Isuzu. A pup, if you know what that is. Pups have a steel cab. And silly me, being 16 years old and wanting to have the biggest, baddest sound system that I could possibly stuff into this truck, I went and bought a subwoofer at Walmart, 12-inch subwoofer, without actually considering whether or not it would fit in the vehicle. And I bought some speakers. Before I went to get the speakers, I went looking because I was thinking, oh, so you know, I can get some nice speakers, I can get this whole thing pumped up, it's all good. Then I start taking the truck apart and realize that the only speaker slots in the entire truck are two paper 4-inch speakers in the front dash facing up that were basically disintegrating. So at that point, I was like, well, that's crappy. I'm just going to go get some Pioneers. We'll try to get this thing figured out and see where we go. So I got the speakers. I got the 4-inchers replaced, and then I started looking at subwoofer boxes and thinking, I could get a low-profile box. And come to find out, I couldn't find a box that would fit under the seat. So I start looking behind the seat. And this is a truck with a bench seat, mind you. So I start looking for something that would fit behind the seat. Well, there's nothing that'll fit behind the seat either. The speaker takes up the entire thing. So then I get to thinking, you know, I could be really, really smart about this. And I could just see if I could set the subwoofer behind the seat without a box, and maybe it would still sound good. So I set the speaker behind the seat. Well, it's a steel cab, so the big old freaking magnet on the back of the subwoofer, tunk, just sticks to the back of the cab. I'm like, oh, this could work. I can hold it. It'll hold it still. So I put the bench seat back, and there's like maybe a ½ an inch in between the back of the bench seat and the front of the speaker, and crank the thing up and start playing the radio. Well, obviously it was shaking the cab, and I know, looking back on the memory, it did not sound anywhere near as good as I thought it did. But you know, to me, it sounded great, and I would just crank it up as loud as it would possibly go, as long as it wasn't disconnecting the speaker from the cab, because if I turned it up too much, the vibration of the speaker would start shaking the speaker off, and then it would start getting these metallic clunking noises. But yeah, I rocked that thing for like, I don't know, maybe 8 months. It was glorious, absolutely glorious. I have 2 10-inch speakers in my car and a couple of Serwin Vega towers for my house. Those made everyone in my dorm hate me in college. Yeah, that definitely could do that thing that you just said about hating things. All of you need to come this way. I need to get some more artillery online. Thank you very much. And we are going to keep plowing in here. We need to get some overcharges in on these units to clear out as many as we possibly can. Triads are doing work, but we are going to kill this thing. Hello, T2P Gen. I need to land a few shots on you. We're going to fire with some of the artillery and then move north to get out of the way of the explosion that is obviously going to take out a fairly large portion of his units. We're also going to start taking some damage on the commander, but it is A-okay. We need to get this reclaim in hands. We got a nano regen comm. The only thing that I might be a little worried about is the fact that there's an Aeon Air player on the other team who may or may not have Swift Winds. I'm going to back up a little bit. Oh, thank goodness! We've actually got air on our side. So Swift Winds up. There's a Strat Bomber. Oh, this is going to work out super well. Super well, I can already tell. There is a Salem. That is mildly concerning, but look at that. I've even got Navy. Dreyfus has got some freaking T1. Oh, this is a stomping grounds. That's what this is. We pushed him out of the T3 upgrade, and life is good at the moment. Let me tell you, life is pretty dang good. We're going to drop some upgrades. You're going to stop. We're going to go for T3 and rock and roll with some Autumns if we get the opportunity. We're going to get so much reclaim here. I'm going to get these as well. He's going to have to back the hell up. The only thing that might cause a minor issue. Ooh, that's not good. We got things moving on the north side. Not particularly great. 2 Salems and a T2 sub. I think he actually has enough Navy to challenge that. I'm not too terribly concerned about it. 11,000 health. I can survive 2 Mercies, so I think I am okay. We're going to go ahead and push in here and try to take out the build power. If we take out the build power, we will be able to deny pretty much anything that he can throw at us. Someone is pinging that there is a nuke. Where is there a nuke? Oh, crap. Feather just straight up rushed a nuke. That's annoying. Okay, so now I have issues because now there's a lot of Salems and nothing to protect me. So we're going to do this. You are going to dodge and weave, boy. Howdy dodge. Slightly more on topic. Looks like Brink is winning the land push pretty well. Yeah, winning the land push is not especially hard. You just have to have a little bit of micro and a slightly better build than the other guy does. The bigger issue is winning the freaking game, and it looks like we have lost what little control we had of the Navy, and we are now struggling against a nuke, which could potentially be super bad for us. What I'm hoping is that he will come up on land with those 2 Salems, and I will be able to get in there. Actually, I'm going to start moving back down, because it looks like he is coming up on the land. We're going to go there. You are going to need to dodge a little bit better. Sonny, I forgot to move it. If I can overcharge these guys, 4,900 HP. Not especially great. Come on, Nano. Come on. Do me proud. Do me proud. 36. I should be able... There we go. Overcharge. Get a vet. Get a vet. No! No! Why did that not kill it? Freaking A. Commander under attack. I think that was actually the 2nd Salem. Dang it all. Sending the Zooey south was probably a better bet. Probably. I was going to try to ram him up in the base because I thought I could handle this. Oh, you're not sorry, Jesse. Well done, though. Well done. You did get the Navy. Sometimes Navy is actually useful. We'll see what happens over here. And it's gone. Let's see. We had a 150 liter case in my friend's VW Golf, I'm sure. That's probably a typo. You couldn't fit anything else in the trunk. Perfect 12.1, pumped really low notes. Those were the days. Yeah, probably the best sound system that I have ever been in the car with. I knew a guy that had, it was 2 15s, and I think they were 1,200 watts a piece. And then he had like some ludicrous 8 additional speakers set up and was running. I think he had like one amp for the 2 subwoofers, and then he had 2 more 1,000 watts that ran the other speakers, right side and left side. I can't remember for sure. But that car got ridiculously loud. That's not good. That's not good at all. Krizzle does have a nuke defense, but I would assume it is not loaded by the status of the fleeing commander. And it looks like nobody else has bothered to build a nuke defense either, so we're screwed. That nuke is probably going to hit right here. So it's going to kill Sir Noob. Sir Noob does have a nuke defense and he's not moving. So maybe, just maybe, perhaps possibly he has a loaded defense. Oh, nope. Looks like he's shot directly in between Krizzle and Sir Noob. Nope. That is all in on Krizzle. What the hell? Alright, so that nuke defense is going to survive, and now there's a nuke defense kind of partway built for Roller. So that could deny another nuke. That was so pitiful. Like, it only killed 2 mass extractors and the air HQ. I mean, it might be a good thing that the air HQ died, kinda, but that's just sad, honestly. Alright, so Hot Fog is claiming my mexes. Things might go okay. Just riding around in a POS beater with an absurd sound system, those were the days. Yes, yes they were. Sometimes I kind of miss it. My other POS was a Honda. Actually, I've had 3 POSs. I haven't had a decent car until just recently, like within the last year. I went from the Isuzu Pup to a Honda Civic CRX, first generation with the tub body. And it was actually a Honda that I built out of 3. So it was an 80, it was 2 84s and an 85, I think. It was 2 84s and then either an 83 or an 85. I don't remember which. Whichever one falls inside the first generation. So I had the body from one, and then I had the engine and the doors, or no, the engine and the rear hatch from the other one. And then I had a transmission and miscellaneous parts to make the car whole from the third car. And I never did get the left side, the driver's side door panel. So I had a Bondo panel, like literally the entire bottom half of the door was Bondo. Because I didn't actually have a body panel for it, and there were holes in the outside metal of the door. So if you drove without the Bondo on it, or before I put the Bondo on it, it would whistle. And it was really loud and really annoying. But that car got over 40 miles to the gallon. It was like 42 or something stupid. And I was running on 4-ball tires, and at that time I was dating a girl that lived like 2 hours away. So I would take that poor car and I would drive to her college at sometime in the afternoon, and then I would leave when the dorm curfew was at like 2 a.m. And there was nobody on these back roads in Georgia at 2 a.m. So I would literally leave that college and put my foot on the floor, and going downhill I'd be doing like 95, and going uphill I'd be doing about 65, because the car, I don't think the car even made like 100 horsepower. It was sad, but it weighed so little, it didn't really make that much of a difference. And it would take me like 2.5 hours to get to the college, and it would take me just over an hour to get back at night. And I'm amazed that I'm still alive, because there's probably instances in there where I should have died, but it was all good. So I had that car, and then after that I got an 84 Pontiac Trans Am. It was 5.0, which is unfortunate because there were much better engines than that poor anemic bastard. But it had a bit of engine work done to it before I got it. Transmission rebuilt, world-class specs, probably pushing 210, 220 horses, something like that. I was able to get the car up to about 120, maybe 125 or so, but those Trans Ams, unless you actually lowered them and did some work to the suspension and whatnot, they were just floaty cars. So it was highly unsafe at that speed. I backed off of that one pretty dang quick. Ooh, those are Ravagers. That's unfortunate. And you need to be thinking about a counter there, bud. Maybe some T3 Mobile Arty. We're now into the turtle phase of the game, which Feather is probably going to win because he's just building a nuke and probably building more eco, and then he's going to roll right into T3 Artillery. I just know it. I just know it. Sir Noob is running again. So apparently he did not load the nuke defense the second time. You've had it built this entire time. Why is it not loaded? That is ridiculous. So that Trans Am, I had it for a couple of years until I was pulling up an on-ramp to the interstate, and I think it was second gear? Yeah, it was second gear. Winding up in second gear, and when I shifted into third, it sounded like somebody stuck a spoon in the blender, and third gear just completely ate out of the transmission. And so instead of fixing that car, I got rid of it. And then I had a work truck, and now I've got a Chevy Sonic. Yep, there goes that base. Why? Why? Just the nuke defense, without stalling, would have loaded in time to prevent that nuke. So that means that Sir Noob, who I'm going to have to say is definitely living up to his name at this particular instance, Sir Noob was actively stalling when he knew there was a nuke. And I don't really understand how this happens. And right now I would definitely be... there is scouting. Okay, good. I would definitely be building alternate nuke defenses so that A, you can't die to your nuke defense being sniped. And also, if another person decides to build a nuke, then you have two, obviously. So this is going to end up being a huge problem over here. Steck is just straight up turtling like a son of a gun. He is going hardcore eco with the fabricators and the P-gens, and he is probably going to end up going endgame very soon indeed. You need to, somebody please make a nuke defense on the south side. Please, for the love of all that is holy, save yourselves. Yeah, the strategic face palms in the chat. Let's keep it real. Thanks for the subscription, Eternal Omega. 2 months. Nice. Go to a different game. Okay. I'll drop into a different one. I kind of wanted to see how, it turned out, because there's a few people that I know in this game, and I was hoping it would turn out better than this, but it looks like it's just going to be a very, very slow, painful death. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit out of this one. We're going to go play a different game, and then hopefully someone will message me with the results if something super astonishing happens. And then we could do a little update. Let's do... Want to do this? There's a sentence. That's a sentence 10 by 10. I don't really want to do that one. Let's go adaptive adrestia. What is this other version of sentence that's coming around? 12 seton ver 2 v13. That totally looks like a legit map that I would definitely want to play. That does not at all look like something that someone made that has an imbalance on it that benefits them, and they know which slot it's in and they put themselves in that slot, and then people come in not knowing any different, and then they get stomped on because the other person has 17,000 reclaim that you don't have. I'm just saying. Just saying. All right, Moon Bear on Meth. Gonna get a couple of people in here. Carpe Diem, hello. Where do I want to be? Where do I want to be? I think I'm going to be up here. I'm going to be an air player this game. Air player sounds fun. New sentence? What is this heresy? No. No. We're not doing that.
Group formed.
Anyone here have Minecraft? It has been so long since I've had Minecraft installed that I don't actually know that I could recover it. I would probably have to buy it again. I do, it just doesn't interest me unless I get enough mods that I can build a massive automated production farm with a giant nuclear reactor in the middle. That actually sounds kind of fun. Driving a chariot. Oh, I've had my Jeep speedometer maxed out a couple of times, no telling how fast I was actually going since the tires are a different size now. Driving a Cherokee at 100 miles per hour is not the recommended way. I could have told you that. Any vehicle with that high of a stance is going to be a major problem. Let's actually, while we're waiting on this to load, let's go over here and let's do 85 Trans Am Black. And go to images.
Group
All
formed.
right. So this right here.
Group formed.
Yeah. That is literally the car that I had. So it's the second generation body. I'm trying to see. The hood is so glossy. I think I had a different hood. It had the bubble on the one side that was off center. Trying to see. I don't think. Where are we at? There it is. That's not a really good picture of it. So it's got the hood scoop is only on one side and it faces backwards. This is actually a really cool. I looked up why it did this, which I'm sure was common knowledge back in the day, but I was not aware of why it was the way it was. But basically what would happen is, there, you can, nope. You can see it pretty clearly on that one, but it's a super low res image. As the air came over the front of the car, it would get shunted up, and there was like a backdraft down the windshield, and there was a pressure point on the front of the car once you got up to speed. So basically, the faster you went, the more air was rammed down this backwards hood scoop. But because it was backwards and it was sloped out so much, it didn't interfere with the aerodynamics on the front of the car. So this car released with there was a wheel package that had perfectly smooth domed rims on it, and that car with those domed rims with this hood setup, well, that's not exactly what I wanted to do. But this car, when it was made, had the lowest drag coefficient of any production vehicle, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it did not really have the horsepower to back it up. I think the stock one with the 5.0 in it only had like 170 horsepower, something stupidly low like that. And the Chevy, I'm drawing a total mental blank here. Chevy's same version of this. Crap. Oh well. Anyway, the Chevy alternative had slightly more horsepower. Firebird. No, it wasn't a Firebird. Crap. Why? Why does my memory abandon me so? Ah, well, the map is starting to fill in anyway. Maybe get some people in here. Also, why is Sailfish? I don't understand. Speaking of high speeds, did you know a Prius can get over 110? I did not, but that is not a completely surprising thing. If I get a gust of crosswind when I'm driving down the highway, it's pretty much panic mode. Just imagine a brick. That's pretty much my car. Yeah, I think the most terrified I've ever been on the road was when I had to drive a box truck on a couple of occasions, and good lord, it's like driving a sail down the road. I would hate to drive any kind of boxy vehicle, like a van or a Jeep or a Hummer or whatever it is. I would hate to drive one of those on a daily basis. It seems like it would be ridiculously painful. Favorite car is a Shelby Cobra. Those are fine looking, but definitely not my favorite. Saving up for my Tesla someday. I've wondered what would happen if they built a super huge muscle car engine today with all the knowledge and how to build engines that you've found out since the 1960s. I don't think they ever would. Because it used to be, before they had, you know, computer-controlled fuel injection and really high-end superchargers and all of this other kind of stuff, or turbos, not supers, turbos. Before they had all that kind of stuff, There is no replacement for displacement. So that's where you had like the 405s and 455s and these huge big block engines that were being put in the cars back in the 60s and 70s. And the problems that they had with those is that basically when you have that big of a chunk of metal, you have so much mass moving with so much inertia that stuff just breaks. Like in the 455, I think, the original Trans Am, the biggest engine that they put in that, there was a consistent problem where when you got the engine, when you got the car, if you were going to be running it hard, like taking it out and racing it and doing whatever else, you would actually take it and you would weld. I don't remember which part it was. It was something on the crank that you had to weld, because if you didn't, the way that the engine was set up from the factory, it would literally just break it. It would just shake itself to pieces until it broke it. And then you also have to figure in, you're making that much horsepower, but you're adding several hundred pounds of mass to the car. So it turns out that it's way more efficient to just cram more pressure, more fuel, more air into tiny packages. And you can just, you might not get as much horsepower out of it, but you can cut so much weight that it makes up the difference. And that's where you end up getting, like, you can get a custom crank and put 2 Hayabusa top ends on it, and it's like just a couple of liters, but you can get some 1,000 horsepower out of it. So you're talking about this little bitty package, this custom made engine and crankcase, and it only weighs a couple of 100 pounds, and it's so tiny you can fit it in almost anything, and it's making over 1,000 horsepower. So that's your ideal scenario. I bet you could get over 1,000 horsepower if they really went for it. My dad had a Lincoln 460 in a pickup, and it would pull anything. Just don't get it over 4,000 RPM. It's not that hard to get 1,000 horsepower. There's quite a few production cars now that do crack that 1,000 number. I say production. They're exotic cars, but they're very, very strong and fast. Okay. Now we can just get everybody X'd. We can launch into this. Who here loves anime? Depends on the anime. Used to never respect the little 4-cylinders, and now I know better. Those engines are bricks. They can take pressures and RPMs that would explode a V8. It depends on how they're built. But they're called rice rockets in a demeaning fashion for a reason. Why do we have a 2,000 rated player? Okay, so, okay, this is fine. So they are balancing it. I'm put on the other team now. Because what a lot of people do is they get that Honda, and they don't put the forethought into it that is necessary. So basically they slap a turbo on it, they build the motor just barely enough to hold that PSI or whatever they turn the turbo up to, and then they just run the car until it breaks. And it's never gonna be a good car, and I would not trust it on a drag strip. And also, it's front freaking wheel drive, which is just an utter failure as far as racing is concerned. It either needs to be all-wheel drive or it needs to be rear-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive cannot compete unless it's versus other front-wheel drive cars. You just cannot get the traction. So, anyway, this is turning into a very extended car rant. Yeah, there are some caveats to that, but there are some extremely good 4-cylinders. There's some extremely good 6-cylinders. My personal favorite is the 89 to 92 Ford SHO engine. It was actually tuned by Yamaha. Can't remember if it was only the top end or the whole engine. That son of a gun, that thing could run like a bat out of hell. those engines, they're redlined at, I think, 6,000 RPM stock, but the only reason that they're redlined there is because if you go to a higher RPM than that, you'll fling apart the AC compressor and the alternator that's on the car. So all you have to do is put a racing alternator on it and take the AC off. And they've tested that engine up past 11,000 RPM. And it holds. And it only takes a minor amount of building to get a turbo on the thing. So basically, you don't really have to shift. You've got a massive amount of RPM headroom. Other guys are going to be in third gear. You're only going to be in second and halfway wound up. And then what a lot of people don't realize, that engine is it's from a front wheel drive car. It's actually from the old station wagons that Ford used to make. So that was I guess it's a horizontal mount. It's mounted perpendicular to the wheels of the car, but the bell is a direct fit to the T5 transmission out of a Mustang. So you can take that front wheel drive engine, turn it sideways, weld yourself some custom motor mounts, and it directly bolts with no modifications to the rear wheel drive transmission out of a Mustang. So then you've got your rear wheel drive car with this epically awesome engine, and it is also an incredibly good show vehicle. Let me look at, hold on, 91 SHO engines. Let me get a picture of this because it's glorious. Aw, these all have plastic shrouds on them. Where's the images? Go over here. There we go. All right, I'm going to put this over here while we're waiting for this to launch. The headers on this engine are freaking awesome. You polish these bad boys up, and it's like a showpiece. They've got these interlacing... hold on. Yeah. It's the intake manifold. Sorry. Anyway, whatever this thing is. I know just enough about cars to be dangerous. I know what I like, and I like how some stuff looks, but there is some terminology that I am definitely lacking on, so don't take my word for squat. But anyway, these are intake manifolds. So the intake manifold has this really cool interlacing pattern that I just love to look at. And you can see how it's mounted crossways in the front end of the Taurus. And actually on this one, oh, this is exactly what I was talking about. This is one where it's mounted parallel instead of perpendicular. And there's the exhaust headers on the bottom. And I hear the game launching in the background, so let's jump back over here. Yes, just in time for a disconnect. What? Oh, we're good. We are good. I got switched back to the other side. Why? Why is this a thing? Well, the game did not crash because we still have stuff loading in, and I'm able to place mexes. Can you delete that instead of moving it, please? I'd be forever grateful. I think we do have an actual disconnect here. So we've got 0 data from Nava Woofy and Jon Snow.
You're a coward.
So those two people have disconnected to each other. Lovely. Lovely.
Soon you will know my wrath.
Let's see if these guys are on different teams. Alright, so it's gonna be Nova Woofy and Jon Snow. So I can't even tell if these guys are on my team or not, because nobody has spawned in. Wow. My other car is a 1970 El Camino. My uncle has one, and it's honestly a pretty cool car. Used to be a drag racing car for a friend until the engine blew up. My dad and I restored it. Super fun to drive, but if you hit a puddle of water, you're screwed. Locked rear axle will do that. Yes. Yes. Okay, so people are leaving, and that's fine. And rehost, no noobs. Yep, everybody's bailing. Alright, bail! Bail! Never really got into anime because the biggest anime fans I knew in college were some of the most annoying people I met. I think it's like any other TV. Like there's examples of TV shows that are objectively terrible, or that are terrible to a lot of people, but some people like it. Or it's that special kind of terrible where it's so bad that it becomes good again. So like there's a huge amount of variation within TV, and then there's multiple different genres, and anime is the same way. It's just animated TV. So you've got your cutesy stupid crap, you got your porn, you got your like medieval type stuff, you've got your science fiction, you got your fantasy, you got your realistic, and it's all over the place. So I don't think anybody should ever say I hate anime as a complete and total rule, because you probably just haven't watched any anime that you would like. So I don't know. It's just my opinion. If you're looking to get into anime, Darker Than Black is quite good. It has a very interesting premise. Psycho Pass is a futuristic crime show that is also quite good. I really enjoyed that one. Of course, you've got your staples of anime like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and you've got Death Note. And then if you start getting off into some of the other weirder stuff, I'm not really thinking of anything off the top of my head. I would almost have to sit down and look at a list of everything that I watched, because some of it kind of runs together. But I definitely can't really take much of the super cute stuff. The Quay nonsense, I don't know. Yes, not super good. Jon Snow must have a pretty bad ping all the way up north. One of the scariest moments of my life was when I was driving my El Camino down a highway and a sudden flash storm happened. Just white knuckle the steering wheel and hope for the best. I can definitely relate to that. You know, remember how I said before that my Honda ran on 4-balled tires? I really wasn't kidding about that. And there were a couple of times where I was driving 65 or 70 and I would hydroplane, and I really should have driven slower. Like, looking back on it now, I think there's a really good reason that your car insurance rates go down when you turn 25. Because 25-year-old me, looking back at 16 to 19-year-old me driving, how the hell I didn't total a car is completely beyond me. But whatever, maybe I was just lucky. I think this map would make a great 1v1 with less starting positions. Kind of, yes, but you would also have to drastically cut back on the number of mexes. Fairy Tail is good. Fairy Tail is as far over to the cutesy side as I will actually enjoy watching something. Oh, another one that is reasonably entertaining would be Spice and Wolf. Code Geass, I'm not a huge fan of Code Geass. It's okay. Oh, and Ghost in the Shell. How could I forget about that? Ghost in the Shell is a fantastic one. Don't watch the movie. Please, for the love of all that is holy. If you want to go watch that movie, just go watch the anime. Death Note, Dragon Ball Z, Super Fairy Tail, Sword Art Online, and a lot more. Sword Art Online is okay as an entry-level one. It's not that great. It was good enough that I watched part of Season 1 twice, but not good enough that I watched the entire series twice. I'm just not interested in a lot of anime that's super dark and depressing, and that seems to be a lot of the more popular ones. It's probably a gem of truth there. That's the point of adapted maps. You can change the amount of mexes. Yes. I like the start of Code Geass, but it got one scene that just pissed me off. I watched so much garbage. One Punch Man! Yes! One Punch Man is amazing. Like, I know that's the cliche thing to say. It's like the popular opinion. But honestly, I think it... Why is everyone quitting again? Seriously? We could have just played it. Freaking A. Lobby Simulator 101. Do I want to just go play Phantom? I kind of want to just go play Phantom. Let's go play Phantom. This time I won't screw it up. One Punch Man is... It is absolutely making fun of everything that is questionable about animes in general. And it is hilarious. It is so deadpan. And it seems like it takes itself so seriously. But the entire show is just one continual running joke. And there were points in it where it quite literally had me laughing out loud. And I hope the second season is good. I don't know. I haven't read the manga, so I don't know about all these things. All I did was watch the show. I don't know if the premise of the show will hold up super well through a second season because the power level is already so absurd with everything. It's like, how do you even... You already had the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. So where does it even go from there? But I don't know. I will definitely watch it. But it was pretty fantastic. And I would highly recommend it to anyone who has a sense of humor. If you don't have a sense of humor, you will start watching One Punch Man and just want to throw your TV out the window after the first 2 episodes, probably, because it will just be incredibly stupid and infuriating. But if you have a sense of humor, go watch it. Sorry, that was way longer of a rant than I thought it would be. I've watched that intro way too many times, considering that I've never seen the show. Yeah. One Punch! Sorry for anyone wearing headphones. So what's your favorite scene? This season, my favorite show is probably Classroom of the Elite. Which show would that be? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. People just don't want to play with anyone with a gray rating. Probably accurate. Jon Snow joined as an observer, a watcher on the wall, you might say. I'm sure he made that name just for the Game of Thrones references that everyone would throw his way. It's fun to see people doing One Punch Man builds in Dark Souls. Turns out running around in your underwear punching people out is kind of OP in that game. I think it would depend. Because I'm sure that the people doing this are already good players. So I am 100% sure that if I went to go try and play Dark Souls and I tried to do a One Punch Man build, I would probably fail epically and do much better with a different play style. But hey, if you're good enough to swing that kind of thing and you want to take a hilarious challenge, all the more power to you. I cry when I watch animes that are like 1 or 2 seasons and everyone dies at the last episode. Yeah. Ear rape. Assassination Classroom is a pretty good anime. Yeah, it is. I have seen little pieces of it, but I've never actually watched an episode. So I guess I probably shouldn't say anything. Love getting blamed for connection issues when running FiOS. You could have problems with your router. I mean, you might actually be the cause of the connection issues. Everyone quit last match due to the 2 gray players. FAF once again proving a very noob, unfriendly community. Yeah, unfortunately. Not really able to change that at the drop of a hat. Classroom of the Elite is about weird kids in a weird social experiment high school. The main character is the only character that has been almost creepy. Never seen that one before. Challenge is the crazy people who hook up potatoes and play Dark Souls with them as a controller. What? A potato? I've seen them do like the electric guitar or the Rock Band guitar challenge, that kind of thing. I did not know that anyone had done Dark Souls on a potato. I thought second season of Attack on Titan was pretty good, although not as much as the original. I have not seen Attack on Titan, the second season. I watched the first season and it was pretty freaking good. Okay, X, let's go. I could never play that game. Which game? Dark Souls, probably. I watched my girlfriend play it. When someone is actually good, it looks like a fun game. I tried and it was bad. Yeah, the get good meme exists for a reason. I have tried it once and got utterly obliterated. It is definitely not my type of game. Because, obviously, if you guys have seen from my APM and the general mistakes that I make, Dark Souls would not be a very forgiving format for me. Although, if I wanted to try to see who could fail the most epically multiple times in a row, I could probably pull that off. Oh, ECU standing right next to PGens and all kinds of nasty things. I would rather not be standing right there. Thank you. You guys all assist there to get a T3 max. Thank you very much. And I do need to take note that I will not, in fact, need... let's go patrol. To be worried about the fact that the timer is probably going to show very little because the timer is broken, as I found out the last time in the last Phantom Ridiculousness. So, need to pay attention to that. You guys reclaim once you're done. Unfortunately, do not have any more rocks than that, so that's a little sad. I've got 2 T2P gens, so we're actually just going to reclaim. Ooh, that was wrong. Hold on. There we go. Gotta remember what my hotkeys are. Alright, so we're gonna reclaim all of that. No big dealio. Get a X off of it. I'm actually gonna Control K that as well. And as soon as you get done reclaiming there, we're gonna walk due north and reclaim this land factory, which might just get us enough to pull off this T3 Mex upgrade without stalling. Oh, that would be glorious. Glorious, I say. There we go. Let the attack on the let memes begin. Okay. Do I read mangas? No, I do not. I have read a couple, but I have not ever picked up a series and read the entire series. I try to play super tanky heavy armor characters in action games, and that doesn't work in Dark Souls. Yeah, Dark Souls requires a certain amount of finesse that I just do not possess, and I think a lot of people don't, so it's one of those games that I feel like is successful kind of because it operates like Apple. So basically what happens is you create a player base that is extremely good at what they do and genuinely enjoys the game, but it's also elite enough that it kind of turns itself into a club of sorts, and then people feel super fulfilled about belonging to that club, because anybody who can ace Dark Souls will probably talk about it and also look down on other people who can't, just like as a general rule. I'm not going to go against anybody in particular on that one, just that is generally my experience with people who are extremely good at Dark Souls. And it's kind of the same thing that you get with hardcore Apple people and whatnot. So, I don't know. It's an interesting self-perpetuating marketing thing. But we're just going to leave that alone. Will you try new games during the streams this week? Yes, I absolutely will. Really don't get communities like FAF being so noob unfriendly. Surely it's better to take the noobs under your wing and hope that they stick around. Rather than refusing to play with them, stomp, abuse them, and make them quit. I would say yes, you are absolutely correct, and we do need every single person that we can possibly introduce to this new game, to this game as a new player, but at the same time, it can be very, very frustrating to have a game as complicated as Supreme Commander, where it can be somewhat unforgiving of mistakes if you have like a 200 rated player and a 1600 rated player in the same match. There's just such a tremendous gap in skill level that it gets a bit difficult to cope with. So I can kind of see both sides of it. But like, you'll even see when I stream the game, if I'm streaming a game and I want to have a well-balanced, good game, I pretty much exclude anybody under 800. Because under 800, your skill level is so unpredictable that you can't really build a good game around it if you want something competitive. If you're going to play Phantom, if you're going to play just like, who cares, let's play a Thermo or Gap or something like that, then it doesn't make as much of a difference. But it can be game-breaking if you are, if you are trying to get in an actual good game on like a comp map. So I think that might be enough power. Might go for a T3 upgrade after this. Who really knows? It's really steep learning curve playing Dark Souls, but honestly it's one of the best game series of the current generation. Yeah, I just couldn't get past the learning curve, I guess. So I will leave it to somebody else. Who is the best FAF player? Probably either Zlo or Blackheart. And they have actually played against each other on a couple of different occasions, like best out of 5 or whatever. And it would be very difficult to pick between the two of them because I don't think either one of them... There's never been an engagement between the two of them when they were both at their peak. Like, it's always either, oh, Zlo hasn't played in 2.5 months and they're going to do, you know, this competition, and then Blackheart will win. Or Blackheart will not have had an internet connection because he hasn't been at university and he hasn't played FAF for the entire summer break, or whatever the case may be. So I don't know. I think probably it would be Blackheart is of the is he German? I think he might be Dutch. I don't remember. He's of that bent where everything has to be extremely precisely engineered, and he practices his build orders, and he does his build orders 500 or 600 times and gets everything down to the last tiny little detail perfected, and he plays like a well-oiled machine, grinding people into dust with well-established techniques. Zlo, on the other hand, has this immense working knowledge of FAF in general and just a ludicrous amount of capability where he'll do stuff with units that you're like, I don't even understand how that happens. Or he'll just know intuitively, I need to put this here, I need to do this, I need to do that. And he plays with a certain amount of Russian chaos, which throws a wrench in the works for anybody else. And so it's just two completely different play styles and approaches to the game. And I don't think you could really pick which one of them is the best, but I would say probably one of those two is the best in the FAF community. And you can also say that there's been other better ones, but those are probably competitive players that haven't played FAF, haven't played Forged Alliance in years, and probably have never played on FAF. So I don't know. It's a difficult question. Let's see. As an avid EVE Online player, I understand learning curves, but it's a different kind of curve than Dark Souls. Yes, it's a knowledge curve, not a muscle memory curve. This is tier. I need some build power on this son of a gun. So we need to... Come on. Come on. There it is. Everybody assist there. Alright, we need to check in with everybody else and see where everybody's at. You have already started hives. Meh. You've already got all T3 mechs, multiple hives, and you are building a naval factory with startling speed on way too little power. So a Noob X is probably a Phantom. We've got 3 P-Gens here, which is a bit of a weird configuration, but that is an 800 rated player, so I'm going to let that one develop a bit more. Already building air. Yes? No. He's not building air. But he does have a T3 P-Gen. Okay, probably not a Phantom. So there's going to be 2 Phantoms, I think. 3 Innocent, 1 Paladin, 2 Phantoms. So it's probably me and a noob. So we're going to have to kill Chaos Lucas quickly. but I'm going to just kind of let things roll for a bit, and we'll see where it goes. Let's do a shield right here, and then just start building loads and loads of drones. Because drones are love, and drones are life. And drones will give us all that we ever needed. I'm going to go 3 deep on this. There we go. Alright, you are going to control K. And we're going to suck the mass back out of that son of a gun. And then we are going to move up here. Do reclaim, 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 reclaim. And then we're going to do a T3 shield gen and a nuke defense. Can I... Nope, I'm going to have to wait till he reclaims. Okay, I can do that. No problem. Also, I am going to want to get some air production up, and that's going to be a little bit of a difficult situation. I guess I'm going to do drones, because what's going to end up happening is the only way that I'm going to be able to produce from carriers is if I build an Atlantis. And if I build an Atlantis, everyone's going to start kicking and screaming. So I'm just going to do this, and we'll see what happens. No! Stop! Why you be stupid? Okay, this is going to give us the rest of our build base. And hopefully my air production will be online in time to actually make a difference. So go there and get rid of that. Awesome! Alliance with a noob. I told you! I told you! Alright, so he is starting to go out to sea. Let's go ahead and start building, because otherwise we're going to be in a bad spot. So let's get this up. We're going to move you out here. All of you guys. Come on. Come on. Start building. All of you upgrade. You are going to build a nuke defense and go here. He is breaking early, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm gonna go T3 and go for that. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Discord link in the description, by the way. Yeah. I thought Zoc and Luzon were the best. I have not seen Luzon in ages. Blackheart is a mathematic and Zlo is a guy who wins a 1v1 building only air factories. Yes, highly accurate. If you build an Atlantis, well, then you've built an Atlantis and you have to reevaluate your life. At least it's not a Tempest, I guess. No, Atlantises are actually badass, okay? Don't diss the Atlantises. Okay, so we need loads and loads and loads of battle cruisers. Because battle cruisers make the world go round. We need also the rest of you guys to upgrade, and then I'm going to leave my build power over here building more build power, because building more build power should be your priority. I'm also going to build one of these, and another one of these, and another one of those, so that my power needs are hopefully met reasonably well once this air factory comes online and starts building all kinds of ridiculousness. If I see my power dive bombing, we'll know what caused it. So it does not look like anyone else is coming to his aid, which is super duper weird. Also, that is an excellent kill. A T3 naval factory dying before it can get a single T3 sub out. Well done. Excelente. He's also raiding the eco, so I'm just going to keep sitting over here. I'm going to let him expend his economy and do things that are, in the long run, probably kind of useless. And in the meantime, I'm going to build up my eco so that I can kill him later. Because that's how you play a Phantom, folks. Let's hope this just doesn't massively backfire on me. Alright, we're going to take all our T1 NGs. What are you doing over here? Go over here. You will be more useful there. Alright, so you guys, we're going to start building some T1 naval factories so that we have plenty of build power by the time it comes time to need them. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, you're actually going to start killing over here. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Upgrade those. All of you. Upgrade. Thank you. Come on. Come on. I wonder if he broke with everyone. He may have. I'm considering it myself because my economy bonus would go up. Do I want to do this thing? I kind of want to. Because it would give me that huge boost. I'm going to wait till my first battle cruiser comes out. So we're going to Control K all these, actually, and reclaim them. And all of you are going to upgrade, and then we're going to take all these little drones. Nope, not the T2 NG. There we go. And go over here. So now I'll start getting more commanders at hopefully a fast and furious pace. No! Why you do this to me? Alright. Good dealio. We're now stretching our economy to the limits. Push it to the limits. I'm gonna build an Omni and then I'm gonna break. That is how we're gonna do this thing. You are gonna walk over here and you are gonna be my Omni builder. We're gonna build that Omni right over here. Why you gotta turn a little jig right there like that? And we'll go back out in the water. Alright, so as soon as that Omni's up, we're breaking with everybody. Finish it. Finish it. Yes. Alright, nice. Now we're gonna need intel. Have you built anti-air? You have not built anti-air. Yes, you have. So I'm just gonna hold these over here. That's a bit of a problem. So he's got Galaxy-class battleships already, but he doesn't have any cruisers. So I could just go full-on broadsword spam. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 3 and 3 on the ASF front. I'm going to move these over here. And that 3 ASF, 1 broadsword will basically be like restorer level balance. Okay, all of you, let's go upgrade. And I had definitely hit the bottom of my coffers on mass income. What I need to do is probably start dropping some good old mass fabricatores. Nothing I could do really, Blue. Yeah, nothing you could do. But you are at least providing a meat shield for some of the other people who might be able to do something. And it would appear there is T3 Navy down here as well, and those are probably most likely... Yeah, we need to kill those. So come down here, please. Good, and let's scout. So judging by the amount of factories that this guy has built, this is probably going to be our paladin. So we'll just see how this thing goes. Now, the one disadvantage to expending my broadswords this early is going to be that he probably is going to build cruisers. Probably going to build cruisers. So we're going to need to watch out for that. Oh, can I maybe dodge that? Yeah. Not quite. That time I did. Alright, so there's a cruiser. Come on, come on. Nope, too late on the dodge. Dang it all. Come on, kill it. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to have a little bit of a problem. Everyone, assist! Alright, so destroyers can hit pretty well, but I should be able to stay at range and just hit the battleship. And I can dodge that. So that's how we're going to play this out. I'm just going to try to harass his battleship to death. Come on, charge up those cannons. Yes! Battleship missed with both barrels. And not so lucky that time. Come on, get in range. Get in range. Nice. Missed the other shot. And we got another battle cruiser, so that's good. Alright, gotta get out of range of the Salems. Oh my, oh my. Oh, that's not good. $500 health. No! I will not die. That is not how this is gonna end. Oh, the Corsairs got it. Well, dang. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, at least I've got a fairly good amount of mass. So we're going to take all of you guys, and we're going to go down here and start pumping out everything we can. Oh, nope, not you. Battle cruiser, 2 shields. Battle cruiser, 2 shields. We're going to pull all these guys back over here, because I am mildly concerned about my air. And then also, we're going to get a T3 sonar on the line, because I should have done that already. He does have stealth boats, which is really, really annoying. But we will survive. Alright, so there's our broadswords. How many cruisers do you have? You have 1 cruiser. So we're gonna go kill that. You are gonna back up, because we need shields before we do anything. ASF to the front to guard the broadswords, and then scouts to just kind of try to catch damage. Whatever they want to do. Alright, so now we can just sit here. Alright, so I'm going to get that, and then that. So he is building a fair bit of air here, which is not especially great for me. Come on. Come on, move in. How are my shields doing? Not so great, but it'll be okay. Alright, so I've got 2 battle cruisers. We're gonna... 3 battle cruisers! Hallelujah! We're gonna move our shield boats back to try to protect those. Ugh. Please stop. Please stop. Our shield boats pop out almost immediately after the battle cruisers do. The amount of shield... or the amount of build power is just too damn high. Can you, Alright, so we're gonna back up here. You guys go there. We're gonna make another factory. And this one is only going to build shields. And that is how we're going to win this. Unless he starts spamming subs, which might introduce its own set of problems. But we're going to try to handle this as she comes, you know? And both of you, I would like to have on one move order. What on earth? Oh, that was an SACU. Catalyst has been defeated. So somebody tried to teleport in, I think. That was unfortunate. Or maybe he just walked in. That was Seraphim that blew up? Yes, Seraphim that blew up. So that might be what happened, is he may have just walked in. Alright, move up to the front, please. Thank you. And I'm going to back up. We're going to send a scout across to see what's going on with the stupid stealth. And we're going to move to one battleship, one battle cruiser. Here's my scout. Loot, please. Thank you. Go in. And rock and roll with the shielding. Alright, so we just need to get in range of these guys. And we'll be fine. There's the stealth boat. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so as it turns out, there was only one cruiser. Oh, he's got harms. Ick, 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 ick. Not good. So we need Coopers as well. We're actually going to go to Coopers on there. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to just bypass this and just go for the back. Because if we just shoot past everything, we can kill his air production and his navy. And it just won't matter. Alright, good deal. So we lost two of our battle cruisers. But we've still got two that are fairly high health. We need to get this behind the island ASAP. Because those harms are just ridiculous. Yeah, let's pull back. Pull back, pull back. There's no reason to get that other one involved. Alright, kill that, please, and thank you.
Strategic launch detected.
Nice. Alright, so his island's about to go poof, hopefully. I need you to move. Thank you. One shot, one kill on the cruisers. That's a good thing. I need you to kill that. Oh, that is a battleship. Crap. Alright, so this might be a little bit more of a tough proposition. Do I want to kill... Yeah, two battleships. Okay, so I'm lost. I'm going to go out this way. Alright, so I've got battleship and two battle cruisers along with a fairly good number of Coopers and a couple of shields, and I'm getting to have quite the amount of torp bombers. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go kill these, or try to anyway. I'm going to go front with the ASF. I'm going to move these here. We are going to introduce a cruiser to the plan. Awesome. I'm going to start killing off some of these commanders. And right now, it looks like most of that island is wiped out, but the guy is not dead. So beware there. ASF are going to clean up a little. Thankfully, the torp bombers are there to meet shield. I do need to get the hell out of Dodge quickly, though, because aircraft carriers. Alright, so back up. Alright, come on in here. Come on. Come on. I don't have many ASF to spare, so I want to keep these as long as I can. Alright, so if we can kill these, then we can kill the harms, and we'll be fine. I'm going to pull everybody in. Hopefully the Coopers can take up some of the slack. Oh, so many of them. Why do you have so much health? It takes so much. Oh, that's another nuke. I'm gonna kill you because you have the ability to mess with my stuff. And we're just gonna keep pumping these torps out. It's gonna be Phantom versus Phantom. Yes, yes it is. I actually need to kind of keep an eye on what's going on down here. So he's got some Corsairs. I do have a nuke defense loaded, so I'm going to take some production off of here and go over here. It's UEF versus Cybern, so I should be able to win the naval game. The question is, how much is he going to harms up before it goes? I am not going to lose. I don't know what you're seeing here, bro. I have a plenty, I can assure you. Alright, so we got all that. Everybody move in. And torp bombers, they keep a-flowing. Oh, no. Keep on that. Keep on that. That 11,000 HP where you can no longer ground fire them is just way too much health, in my opinion. Way too much health. Alright, so they're a-dying. All well and good. He won't have any air production left. Kill that, kill that. Good. Life is looking up a little. So I'm going to lose another broadsword here, but I am going to get that aircraft carrier down. So one broadsword down. It looks like they are prioritizing the torp bombers for some strange reason. Not that I'm complaining. We're going to kill those two so they stop killing our navy. I'm going to get you inside the shields so that you stop dying to this ridiculousness. And you two... Oh, that is a Soul Ripper. Hello. So I need you guys to attack him. Should be able to get it. I do have a cruiser now. I did have a cruiser. So now we need to go 100% ASF. Come on. You can do it. Alright, so I got a Cooper there, which is hitting the SACU. I need to get rid of this harm first, and then I can go kill him. And Soul Ripper's gonna die, yo. Soul Ripper is gonna die. Not even gonna get a battleship killed. That is glorious. Alright, we're gonna start shelling out the T3 artillery. The naval factory is dead, and we are good to go. Alright, awesome. Awesome. Moonbear, you need to die. That is what you need to do right now. And it looks like we've got 3 Galaxy. We've got a fair amount of air, but not an insurmountable amount. I got some stuff coming across. Alright, so we are going to move right over here. And all of you guys are going to come over this way. We're going to build Continental. Fantastic. And go get ourselves some reclaim. Everybody move over here. And that move order needs to be placed on this side. Alright, Mr. Continental, come pick these guys up. Okay, so he is still burning Navy on that side. I am going to go ahead and break with him, I think. Because I will need some prep time. And he is also moving his Navy over in my direction. So less than ideal for sure. I'm going to drop right over here. Pull back. All of you guys are going to go for the next level. Take all of you and assist. Right now we're rocking a pretty solid economy. But it could obviously always be better. You guys, we're going to go and build up the rest of this stuff again. So we're going to go T2. And storages. I'm going to grab you and go over this way. Going to do the same thing. And upgrade. Ah, it was a missed click. Come on. There we go. And you guys, we're going to build one of these. And one of these. And then go for T3 mass extractors. Because I do believe this is going to come down to a long-term economy war. And that's not going to be fun. I'm so discombobulated, I'm sorry. Doing things all out of order. What is that? Oh, that's my Novax template. Maybe we should make use of it. Okay, so all of you are going over there. You guys, not you, are going to come over here and start reclaiming all of the naval wrecks. Okay, so basically what I'm planning here is I'm going to wipe out this island. When they kill him, we can see the battle. I mean, when they broke. Not sure what you're talking about there, bro. Do I want to break with him yet? I probably do, actually. He does have a nuke defense there. He's got so much build power. How far can a T3 artillery reach? Just far enough. Can I build? Yes, I can. Alright, once we get all of this set up, do I have enough on that side? I'm pretty sure I have enough on that side. So that instantly died. Fantastic. Need my shields over here, need you over there. Yeah, eat cruisers. If he does build an arty, he can't reach me, so that would be his own folly. Let's go get some scoutages. I would also really appreciate not having Corsairs fight me. Hello, everyone! So I'm gonna need you guys to start queuing over here. Thank you. And battleships, queue on the battleships. Let's go get all of these wrecked. Oh, that was bad. That was super bad. Why you gotta mix so much stealth in with everything? Oh, that was a perfect air engagement. Yes. Come on. Come on. Glorious. Alright, so we took a little bit of a hit there, but that's fine. Okay, so air is 1, air is 1. Navy is an entirely different matter, but we do have some coming up from the rear. I think we're going to run. All of you, we're going to go up this way. And these are now definitely his troops on this side. We're going to come up here, and then all of you guys are going to start... Oh, nope, not you, not you, not you. Building frigates. Got 3 Continentals, which is actually not the greatest. Build more of these. And at the moment, we're not actually looking too fantastic on mass. I was hoping to have far more reclaim than this. And that's not actually going to be great. So we're going to send our 2 battle cruisers up here to hopefully stem the tide on that side. He is going to own more of the map. That is also for sure. But I think I will be okay. This is just going to be super annoying. Okay, so it's all frigates. It's all frigates. No big deal. Move the engineers. We can go rebuild that. Can I actually spare... Yeah, I can. Come back this way. And all of you only need 1 T1 air factory. Which is going to build scouts and come down here so that we actually have some good intel. Because at the moment, we have none. Not ideal. Let's save a couple of you because let's actually go here and come down. Alright, so we don't want to waste all of our stuff on one pass because that would be stupid. But we do want to be able to see what's going on. Alright, so he's got lots of frigates. We need to bring our other battle cruiser down here. You need to come to the front line. We have got several battleships, and that makes things good for us. We are also increasing our store of... Oh my goodness. The APM requirements. We are also increasing our store of torp bombers, so that will be good as well in the long term. Now, I don't want to get distracted too much and lose the ASF fight. But for the short term, I do think that our torp bombers are going to be more important. Alright, so back up, back up. We have now got way too many torps. So we're just going to split off and go kill everything. Give me some scoutages, yo! And here come the frigates to the rescue. Nice! Just in time.
Strategic launch detected.
Okay, so we're gonna go here, here. Actually, no. We're gonna do cruisers. There we go. Shift G. All of you, come this way. How is our nuke defense doing? It's got 1 loaded. Everyone come here, please. Okay, so he did continue to build ASF, as he well should have. I need to keep my sonar back at base. We're going to move your move order, all of your move orders, back down here. Oh, he didn't even nuke my... Well then, that's interesting. That's very interesting indeed. What, Navy, why you do this thing to me? I don't understand why you all clump up so. This is ridiculous. Does he have any more stealth? He does not. Alright, so we're gonna go for the other stuff. There's that. So we're gonna start shelling this. Once we get done with that, we'll go to the build power and the build power. Fantastic. I am minus 4,000 mass. That is not pleasant. So I'm going to try to nail these. What are you doing up there? That is the question. Alright, so battle cruiser back up, please. All of you back up. All of you here. All of you here. That's quite a few subs. Okay, so we're going to shift G that. Oh no! I'm a phantom! Who would have ever guessed? Ah! Okay, so you need to back up as well. Need to protect my stuffs. We're just gonna stall our way through that, because I think that's gonna be our best bet right there. And where... Yep, there's the boats. Let's move the shields up. You guys here, all of you, move to the front. Need my meat shields in place. Cruisers, doing alright, doing alright. We're gonna need torque bombers to go wherever they need to go for torpy things. Shields? Yes, shields are good. I probably do need... Where are the subs at?
Commander under attack.
Uh-oh. Oh! Oh, come on! I am face-palming so hard right now. Ah. Oh, stealth bombers! No! Achieve Jaguar called it. Way up there in the chat. Oh, that's... Wow. I literally had an Omni. But the Omni ring is only out to like right here, and I didn't have ASF. Anubix definitely played me on that one. I mean, he wrecked me. He saw the weakness and he took advantage. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm thoroughly embarrassed now. Okay, so he was just building loads and loads of strat bombers out of the back there. I think I would have ended up triumphant in the water. And then the... Yeah, the artillery had already broken the front. Killed his nuke. And we were working on other stuff. So the T3 artillery was going to be a huge pain in his side. But he just had so much control of the map. It would have been very, very difficult to root out anything. Oh my goodness. Anubix plays Phantom almost exclusively. Yep, it shows. It definitely shows. Well done. Well done. Brink built radar. That's a victory, right? Definitely. Definitely a victory. I should have been much more aggressive on my expansions, that's for sure. Alright, how you gonna get the kill? You're definitely not gonna get the kill that way. You need torps. I wonder if strap bombers ground fired. Strap bombers ground fired could probably kill the harms. They're just too low for battleships to hit them, I think, is the big thing there. Oh, let me get that out of the way. Alright, you gonna get him? There it is! Captain Mouse has been defeated. Baby steps, Brink, baby steps. The sticky note on his monitor is saying, build more radar, moron, must be working. I never did put that sticky note up here. I don't need it. Don't need it. He had like one shield and no AA. Yes, I really should have put my commander in the water and I just didn't. That was extremely stupid on my part. Sigh. So much sigh.